In today's video, I'm going to compare 4 affordable drugstore concealers. So the first one we have here is from Swiss Beauty Liquid Concealer. I'll tell you the shade and prices of all these concealers as we use them. Second one is Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, this one. Third one is also from Maybelline but a different one. So this is Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. And then we have the LA Girl, which everybody uses. But then I tried to get a little bit of darker shade to see if it color correct as well. Yes, so these are the 4 ones we are going to compare, and let's just start it. Concealer number 1, I'm going to start with the Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer. The shade is 20 cent and the price, the MRP is $5.99. My undertone is warm as I have green veins, so I go for the warm undertone concealer shade. So this is 20 cent. Just dabbing it with my finger here. If I use the same sponge for all 4 concealers, it might get all mixed up and you might not get the right result. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to use my finger because I can clean it quickly right after the use, right? So yeah, that's the reason. This is our first concealer. This is Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer in 20 cent shade. So this is the finish you get. It kind of conceals dark circles. Now I bought this shade for the warm undertone because, as I told you, I have slightly yellow undertone, so I go for the warmer shades. Despite that, I do feel that it has that white kind of finish. So let's just quickly go to our concealer number 2, which is again from Maybelline. The shade is 150 Neutralizer. So this is a neutral, it is supposed to be a neutral shade, but let's check. So in this there is no applicator. It comes with a very broad face. So I'm not going to use this. I use my finger, take it on my finger, this much. So it's pretty thick, you can already see. Yeah, it is thick. And let's just dab it. So this is the result. This is Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer, and you can see the finish. Let's go to our next concealers, then I'll tell you which one has worked best on me and all the good parts and the bad parts of all these concealers. But let's just try them first, okay? So I'm gonna take my micellar water, clean my eye, hydrate it again, and then we go with that next concealers after this. I'm cleaning my finger. Honestly, I feel that the shade of your concealer matters a lot, as well as the consistency, but getting the right shade is a must for concealer as well as for foundation, which is a headache because all the brands, they have so many shades, and finding the right shade which suits your undertone is a challenge, guys. It's a big challenge. Okay, next one. Now we have the Swiss Beauty Liquid Concealer. The shade is 02 Sand Sable. Again, I went for the warm undertone shade. Let's see how it is. I've never used it, so I really don't know. This is the first time I'm using this concealer from Swiss Beauty. Pretty nice actually. I like it. Swiss Beauty Liquid Concealer, shade 02 Sand Sable. This is the finish. Let's go to our last concealer, then we will discuss all of these. Okay, the last concealer of the day is LA Girl. So this is LA Girl HD Pro Conceal Warm Scent, and I think it's slightly dark, but I want to see which one corrects the dark circle the best. So this comes with an applicator. There's a brush in the front. I'm taking it on the back of my hand here. Oh, that's more than enough, I guess. You can see the shade is entirely different and little bit on the darker side. than my skin tone. Wow, love the consistency, guys. You know, whenever I use this Elegirl concealer, I just recollect why everybody loves it. Okay, so this is a different shade altogether, but this is Warm Sand, and I think it does a pretty good job in covering the dark circles, but then you really can't use it as a concealer. This is more of a color corrector for dark circles, and then you have to use a concealer on top, for which you have to go shades on the lighter side, maybe something like this from Swiss Beauty. What I'll do is I'll apply this Swiss Beauty concealer on top of this Elegirl concealer to show you how it works as a color corrector. Right now I have the Elegirl as my color corrector, and then I have applied the Swiss Beauty concealer shade on both of my eyes. I think it matches pretty well with my skin undertone. It does cover the dark circle, and the light shade helps to make your eyes look brighter. So this is all you want, right? Anyways, let's talk about all these concealers. So the first concealer we tried was a Maybelline Fit Me New York concealer. Now, not with the shade, but the problem with Maybelline concealers is all the shades, they have white tone in it. I don't know why, or I don't know if it happens only with me, but irrespective of the shade I go for the neutral or the warm undertone, it still has that white tone into it. I have no idea why. Maybe it just happens to me, but that's a complete turn off for me for Maybelline concealers. I don't like to apply them at all, so that's how it is. And the third concealer I tried was from Swiss Beauty. Honestly guys, this was the first time I tried this concealer, and I had no idea that for 200 rupees it can do the job so well. Like, if you have a color corrector, it goes well on top of it. If you're applying it individually as a concealer, it still does the job well. If you're looking for a good concealer which is affordable and does the job well, I think you can definitely buy this Swiss Beauty. Now when it comes to the Elegirl one, you will love the blendability of this concealer. There's no doubt in it. There's no doubt. The texture is so nice. It's a liquid concealer. It's easy to apply, easy to blend. Again, all those points are there in this concealer. They have so many shades available that finding the right shade for you actually becomes a challenge in a way. I have this as a color corrector, and I have applied the Swiss Beauty as a concealer on top of it, and this is how it looks. I think it matches pretty well with my skin undertone. It does the job. So yeah, that's it. If you have watched so far, please subscribe to my channel. That will help me to grow. Leave the comments, hit the like button, and yeah, that's it. I hope to see you soon, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.